We have a story about art confronting a dark chapter in our history and a chance for you to commemorate a loved one.
An exhibit at the Anderson Gallery features sculptures, photographs, and collages that illustrate what women endured in the name of mental health treatment in the 19th century asylums.
It's all about teaching the public the history of women in asylums.
And that history is on display through the imagination and artwork of Cleveland-based artist Kimberly Chapman.
They really don't know much about that whole hushed history.
Chapman's exhibition is on display right now at the University at Buffalo's Anderson Gallery.
So this exhibit is called 86 Reasons for Asylum Admission by the artist Kimberly Chapman. And the 86 Reasons refers to this 19th century document that highlights how basically the reasons that women were incarcerated in asylums, often against their will.
Some of those reasons sound unbelievable by today's standards. Reasons like a woman might be opinionated, unruly, or inconvenient. Other things on the list: novel reading, laziness, excited chattering with other women, and greediness. But now she finds great satisfaction in bringing her work to other cities, like Buffalo, and the long storied history of the Richardson Complex. A landmark often celebrated for its landscape and architecture, but many feel it should also stand as a monument to the people who lived, were treated, and in many cases died there.
I felt the loss of not doing both. I think it's possible for honoring architecture and landscape and the folks that the architecture and landscape was created for.
Susan Mandolce's grandmother lived for a large portion of her adult life and died in Richardson. Her official diagnosis was schizophrenia, but Susan feels it may have actually been postpartum depression. She still feels her presence when she visits the site.
I still live in the community. I still am there. I take my grandkids there now. They now have that holiday market up, and I can't not look at the porch where, my mom waved to her mom when she lived there.
And this Friday, UB is teaming up with Chapman to honor the women at the Richardson. UB Art Galleries is calling on the Buffalo community to help preserve the stories of women who were once patients there. They're encouraging people to share personal objects and stories as part of the Buffalo Remembrance Project, Community Documentation Day. Susan brought in this family heirloom, a pot once owned by her grandmother. The artifacts will be photographed, and the story behind the object or picture, and of course the person, will be preserved.
What I've always wanted to do is honor the women. That's the whole purpose of everything.
Yeah, and now this is where you come in. Friday from noon until 6, you can stop into the Anderson Gallery with a personal object. It could be a comb, a picture, a wallet, whatever you feel is meaningful. And the objects will be photographed on site at the Anderson Gallery by UB photography students. And what they'll be used in another exhibit showing the faces and the stories of the people who lived there, and the impact they had on other people's lives.
Yeah,
so
art really reflecting history and paying homage to these women and giving them a little bit of recognition that they deserve.
That they were not just put away and forgotten about, right?